Well, hello and welcome, and I'll introduce you to my new allotment here on our village allotments. They're called the Ironstone allotments. If you want more of the history of the site, do have a look at the video that I made about when these allotments were proposed earlier this year and what the ground was and what it is. The site has only been open 4 days now, and sorry about my dishevelled state. It's very early in the morning. It's about 7 o'clock, and I've been here since 6 o'clock. And yeah, so the site has been open 4 days. We still haven't got a fence around us as yet, and we still haven't got water on the site as yet. So planting anything is, quite difficult, but I'm not too worried about that. My aim is to try and get something done with the soil. Bear in mind, this soil has never been cultivated. It has, in the early 1980s, had some infill at various points as well. So the top grass has been stripped off for us, and it's alleged it was rotivated, but I think the depth of the rotivation is probably something like, 2 to 3 inches. So you wouldn't do anything with it growing wise. And in some ways it's a shame, because when they strip the top, obviously they strip the best bit of soil off with the grass. But there we go. So yeah, I've been concentrating on just getting the ground roughly turned over, getting some of the couch grass, the pernicious couch grass out. You can pull the roots, because if you break that up, theoretically every little bit of that can grow. So it's going to come back, and it always surprises people. My plot was the first one to be stripped. It's even starting to green up already, because we've had some, although we've had a dry week this week. Prior to that, this was stripped 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we have had quite a bit of rain, so they will green up very quickly. So yeah, I'm very much enjoying getting back with the spade and just sort of loosely turning it over about a spade depth. And where I am at the moment, the soil is quite nice. It's quite, quite sort of doable. It's quite decent soil. But then I come to patches more in the middle and the other end of the plot, where I've got some really horrendous blue clay. I think you can make some good pots or bricks with it, but that's something you have to work with and live around, work in the soil. After all, clay is a fertile soil if you could only work it and get it to break down. So yeah, I'll take the camera off the tripod now and show you round the site and what I've been doing a little bit more. So if we come back, and you'll see this is the bottom of the plot here, and panning round. Yeah, they're nicely wide plots. Obviously it's a very rural location. You can see over there, apart from the pylons, which is a shame, and the electricity poles bringing the power into the village. It's a very rural spot here. Lovely views, and the May blossom looks spectacular at the moment. So yeah, like I say, I've been digging this over, just turning it over and trying to get some of the thicker couch grass out of it. And I'm quite pleased with how it's going, really. I've probably now, in the 4 days, I've got about a quarter of the plot turned over. Obviously, if it rains, I'm hoping next week it's probably going to rain a little bit, and then we'll be back for a video next week. Now I've started on the plot. If it rains a little bit, I might be able to work this soil down here, this section here, and still try and get a few potatoes in and get something growing in it, just a little bit of it anyway this year. And you can see where I've been turning it over this morning there. It's hard work. What I will say, if you are taking a new allotment on and you're breaking, undug ground really, do take your time. I'm just doing, I like to come early in the morning because it's warm this week, and just do a couple of hours, and then go home and have a sit down. Don't, a lot of people take an allotment and go berserk at it and then, do themselves in and think, oh, this garden's too much like hard work. So yeah, quite a biggish plot. You can see as that it's starting to green up. Perhaps that's the sun's bright up there at the moment, but so yeah, I'm quite happy with it at the moment. As I say, this soil here is quite reasonable, not too bad at all. But then we've got some quite nasty clay soil here. It's very varied. Whether that's just a structure of the soil or whether, as I say, this site has had little bits of infill because it was an ironstone quarry. They didn't think this part of the field had ever been quarried, but nonetheless, they might have tipped some infill here to go and fill the rest of the site in. But I think it's all workable, it's all doable in time. And as I say, good sized plots. Mine goes right up to the grass path back there. And as you can see, I come on my bike because there's no vehicle access. The nearest car park is right over through those big poplar trees there up to our village hall. So it's quite a trek for people to bring anything. That's one big disadvantage. And as I say, we still are waiting for water on the plots. But yeah, it's nice to get a start. It's lovely to have an allotment again, and I'm really looking forward to trying to do something with it. As I say, it's early days yet, and it's just a question of getting it, up and going and get a bit of it, ready to try and get something planted this season. So that was just a quick look at the allotment site. As I say, it's been open now 5 days, and like I said in the video, we still haven't got water, we still haven't got a fence around us, so it's very limited to what one can do at the moment. And I think I said in the video that I'm going to try and set some potatoes and stuff like that isn't too dependent on water, and they are sorting the water out, but it's just got a long way to come, and I still don't know how they're going to quite do this, and I don't think they do, to be honest, the parish council. But all credit to them, they're having a go, and I think they just wanted to get it open so people can start cultivating the plots. And as I say, that's what I'm basically doing, clearing it, just turning it over and getting as much of the rubbish out of it as I can. On a future video, I'll tell you my plans and what I like to grow and what I don't like to grow and what I'm going to do with the plot. That was just a first look at the plot. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you very soon with further videos from the Ironstone allotment site. Until then, my best wishes and bye for now.